These reminders, use them with your everyday life all the time. You don't have to separate recalling the reminders out of your daily life. It's not to separate practice Dhamma out of your life, out of your work. That is delusion. To practice Dhamma, that is karma. It's not about practice, but it is when you can listen to something that help you in. That is the only way to come to the conclusion. If you seek for yourself, you only go a long way round, and that is deluded. You only seek and you will find other seekers, and all of you will be together in searching, and that is group desire, group attachment, and group delusion. How can it be a group of anything when it's only one person, still not it, not even oneself? You search for something about Dhamma, you already overpass it. It is something that isn't about starting or finishing anything. If you search for it, you already overpass it. So listen again, listen to something that is shorter than short, something that is related, not even the non-relating itself, something that is from not attached to the non-attachment itself. These reminders, recall them, and this has the power to help release and liberate for yourself and all the surroundings around you. That is how you bless all that is surrounding you without them knowing, without them inviting. You recall these sentences. You unwind and release your mind, yourself, and you soften on the intention, determination, and the karma of all the surroundings. That is how you bless. You are blessing. You liberate and release for them. And this kind of blessing, you don't need to wait for them to have faith in you or wait for them to invite you before you bless them. Even the animals, you can use them without them understanding anything. You use the power for them. You release and unwind for them. They don't need to understand. That is, you bless them now with the power, so that in the future they can become a human being, and they can come and meet you again and listen to the truth, to Satyadhamma. For me, I bless everything, everyone, for the future. For animals, I bless them. It is also for the future, because once they become human beings, they can understand and listen to the truth. They can talk to me and they can understand and come to a conclusion. The mind itself, something that isn't about mind or not mind. From mind, the mind itself, from not relate to the non-relating itself, these sentences have the power to release and unwind, liberate for everyone, everything, yourself, and all surrounded you. These are sentences that end in themselves. So they bless you and bless everything around you. It's not just for the personal matter or for personal benefit. It has double effect. Release both you and the surrounding simultaneously. It's to enlighten and bless simultaneously. It's not to liberate for yourself first and then help others later. That is selfish, because that is you still want to grasp onto something for yourself that is still grasping. It will be difficult for you. Original truth has nothing to do with liberated or not liberated. So how come you still trying to be liberated from anything? You have to shift your idea, your belief to be in alignment with the truth. That's it. You just have to use the reminders to help dissolve and cleanse the samsara and yourself simultaneously, on and on. Work is also a samsara. You have to release and unwind during your work as well. Duties is also samsara. You have to bless and unwind the duties too. We are one part of the family. We have friends, father, mother, daughter, sister, brother. We have the duty to unwind and release for the family, for everyone, and for ourselves. We have to bless the samsara simultaneously. So we have to release work, duty for the samsara, for the family, and for ourselves, on and on. Use the reminders that are shorter than short to conclude. Every time you recall the sentence, it will release and liberate for you. So everything, use the word everything, recall that with the sentence constantly. It is because even arahants, no matter how many Buddha times, they are still among the samsara. So don't you think that you will be liberated or reach nirvana and be away from the samsara? Don't think that samsara is always around you. You have to shift that belief, that idea. Everything. Don't separate yourself from the samsara. Try to reach nirvana, to be away from the samsara. Have to change that idea. We all ask for forgiveness for every day. Luang Por said that because you ask for forgiveness every day, that is why it's easy for you to understand what I'm saying, what I'm reflecting to you. This is a team of bodhisattvas. Said that if some spirits, some non-human beings come to ask for blessing, it means that you can help them. If they come to ask you, it means that you can help them, but maybe you haven't known that yet. But the beings, the spirits, they know. That's why they come to you. So help them. Use the water and lead them to ask for forgiveness for certain karma that they have, so that they won't be obstructed by the karma that they are having. They can listen to the truth after they ask for forgiveness. The whole samsara is the same. Said that for certain areas, they feel that it's a lot of being, a lot of karma because it is very heavy. So Luang Por said, if you feel the heaviness, it means that there's a lot of karma, a lot of beings over there. So you have to go beyond that, look past it. Don't focus on anything or focus on the feeling of heaviness. Just go beyond and open widely, expansively. So it's possible because everywhere there's a lot of karma. A lot of karma have been created over time. Just keep on giving to all the spirits, to all the beings, and don't forget to use the reminders, the sentences to dissolve. Let go of the letting go itself. Use the reminders that let go of the reminding itself. This will be the power to release for all realms of existence. Recall them constantly, and it will be released out. Use the reminders, and you use the reminders, and you will have more power in releasing and helping. We have to learn how to help the beings or the spirits that come to ask for help. If you don't know how to help them, you will receive a lot of karmic difficulties from the spirits that you are helping. The way to avoid that is for you to use the reminders to dissolve whatever situation you are facing. You have to keep using, recalling the sentences, and keep walking. Have to keep moving. Don't use a fixed position, because when you fix with your position, your gesture, the karmic difficulties will come and fixate on you easily. You have to be like a lotus or a flower that is blooming out, that is keep moving, blooming and let go of the blooming. That is how the flower is not still. If you sit still or be still, you become a target that all the difficulties will come and fixate on you and hold on to you easily. That's why you become heavy and uneasy. So you have to keep recalling everything and the sentence. What you are doing now is okay. Keep on doing that. Bless and let go of the blessing. Bless without holding on to the blessing. Everything is from not grasping the non-grasping itself. If you feel that there is a certain karma or karmic difficulties come from a certain someone, you just give it to that person, particularly pour water or open your palms and use the reminders to that specific person, and a lot of karma will be dissolved, particularly with that person. But apart from that, you just give it to everything as a whole. It's not difficult. This samsara is not difficult to bless. Said that the more we give, the more powerful we are, right? And Paul said yes. Said bodhisattvas that have a lot of power in blessing, it comes from on the amount of blessing. The more the bodhisattvas blessed, the more powerful they become. But if you practice or contemplate for yourself, it doesn't count. That is all useless. What is count is when you give. That is a parami that is starting. when you start giving. You don't need to become liberate anymore. You don't have to be liberated anymore because the mind of a giver, the one who is giving, is blessing. That is liberating already. You don't need to try to be liberated anymore. Even more, if you try to be liberated, it is not going to be liberated. So you have to shift that idea from the old belief of trying to have self-liberation to give instead, to bless instead. That is the way to a true liberation. On the Buddha, since the beginning, since the first one, he only give. He become a Buddha because of giving. He doesn't have any example of enlightenment before him, the first Buddha. But because of his giving, his continued giving, that's why he become enlightened. Someone are really greedy and always ask for something. What should I do? You just give them something that is not tangible. Use your parami. Bless them. Don't wait until someone asks for something, but give parami first. It's more than any treasure or any belonging. Give them liberation. Use the sentence to release for them. If we liberate and release for them, everything is from not relate to the non-relating itself. Give it this way, it is easy. But if you give something that is tangible and is not liberation, it is difficult. The way I told you to give is the absolute way of giving. And they will stop asking at one point. For this samsara, you have to know how to end for everyone and for the samsara. Every time you give out, you become more powerful. You have more power to give. When you bless sentient beings, you also bless your baby. So be diligent in blessing the sentient beings that will be effect to the baby in your stomach. And you don't have to worry about your baby anymore because when the baby come out, he or she will be a giver, a blesser, and he or she wouldn't have enemies but only good friends, and you don't have to worry about him or her anymore in that way because they will only have friends. Whatever or however you are, it affects the baby. If you keep on giving, your baby will become a giver. So you have to be a good example. Something happened, just forgive them, ask for forgiveness and forgive others. If you don't let go or you don't give up or surrender, your baby will become stubborn and not letting go of things easily. And he or she will come out and be difficult, have a lot of difficult in their life. So you have to bless sentient beings, give out, use the reminders, pour the water, ask for forgiveness. Just bless sentient beings. That is how you bless yourself, bless the baby, and bless everyone and everything around you. It's good that you have met me. The way we bless sentient being, liberate and release, keep on giving parami. This dissolves the habit of cause of suffering. It dissolves the cause of suffering, that is habit, which come from grasping and attachment. The future of the samsara might not be better, but worse. What can we do to help? Luang Por said that we just have to keep on blessing and don't think about how the samsara will become. It's a waste of time. We just keep on release and liberate the samsara. Don't have to criticize the samsara. If you think about that, you used your brain and your head in a wrong way. It's because it's so much going on in the samsara. You cannot think about it. It's just a waste of time. We just keep on blessing, and we have a lot of help from Arahants and all the Buddhas. So don't try to analyze the samsara. We just keep on liberate and release for sentient beings. Don't think too much. You don't need to know the details of the sentient beings to liberate and release for them. You don't know the details of them. If you learned about the details, you receive karmic difficulties and suffering from sentient beings. It's not liberating. It's not helping them. And we become suffer and heavy. So the way to do it is just to cut for them, enlighten for them, not to study them. It isn't about taking in the samsara, but to cleanse them. If you take them in, there is suffering. It's all heavy. You take anything in, that is heaviness. It isn't about taking anything in. It's only to release and liberate for them. Think about that. Don't use the language in a wrong way. Don't misuse it. Today, now, in this era, you cannot use brain or wisdom in helping sentient beings, because the wisdom doesn't dissolve the wisdom itself. Smart people now is the one who are stupid, because they are fixated on their smartness, something that isn't about being smart or not smart. What it is to make you stupid or smart, that is on cause of suffering. That make you smart or stupid, that is on desire. That's delusion. Have to keep cleansing, dissolve everything. Even the past karmic difficulties, if you keep blessing, it will help dissolve all the past karmic difficulty as well. It doesn't only dissolve the present. The past will always appear in the present, on the enemies, all realms of existence arise here in the present. All come from the past. So when you release and liberate here and now at the present, you also dissolved the karma in the past. You yourself are dissolved at the same time when you bless simultaneously with everything. It's together, yourself and the samsara, or yourself and others. Both are benefit simultaneously when you bless. Now on the Arahants and Devas come out and use the reminders, the sentences to help bless, and the samsara become lighter. Maybe for Luang Por it's light, but for you all it's still heavy. In the past, if I feel that it is heavy or difficult in blessing, I won't come to this place anymore. So Luang Por said, just keep on blessing, get the result. Don't choose only an easy job. Don't need to choose. When it is easy, it is easy. When it is difficult, it is difficult. But if you are with yourself or focus on yourself, fixate on yourself, you will feel difficulties. You have to look beyond, go beyond everything in a way that there is no limit. That is how you filter the way you bless, to learn how to master. To master the blessing. It isn't about taking anything in from the samsara. Don't use your knowing, your seeing to take anything in from the samsara, but go beyond all that. Be beyond the knowing, the seeing. Don't pay attention to anything in the samsara, but keep cleansing. Go beyond the knowing. Don't use the knowing. When you use the knowing, you feel that you know a lot and it's all clear and focused. You have to be limitless. That is beyond knowing. No burden about knowing. If you still fixate on knowing, focus on knowing, you still stuck at being smart or stupid. You cannot help bless. That is not enlightenment. That is suffering. The more you know, the more you suffer. You have to use the reminders that has nothing to do with understanding or knowledge or knowing. Use it sudden. Everything is not related to the non-relating itself. That is how you cut off from knowing. Everything is from not related to the non-relating itself. Everything is from not attached to the non-attachment itself. That is how you cut off from knowing. Don't be intruding to know anything because you want to stick your nose to other people's matter. You have to cut that off. And you become more sudden, more instant in helping the samsara, in enlightened. for the samsara. Because now you are still use a lot of knowing in dealing with the samsara and sentient beings. Everything is from mind, the mind itself. It's from not grasping the non-grasping itself. You have to remind yourself like that. It isn't about mind or not mind. It isn't about knowing or not knowing. That is how you cut. If you still be with knowing or not knowing, you're still receiving, you're still taking in. Once you know, you receive. That is the habit that we assume up in everyday life. We use a lot of knowing. So that's why I have told you to use the reminders to make a conclusion along the way throughout your assume up, to dissolve whatever feelings or anything that you accumulate over time through assume up. Now on the children that are born all have a lot of parami. They all have a lot of parami. They come from above, from higher realm, and they have to have a chance to listen to something that not creating any more burden, not create any burden in knowing, and they will know how to end. Knowing and knowledge is a burden. So you all are okay. Just keep on filtering the way you bless. Learn to master the blessing and keep on using the reminders in blessing, and you will have a conclusion of how to bless without suffering. Use the reminders constantly, and you will come to the conclusion of how you can bless without suffering. Because in the past, you still have an intention and expectation to help, and that make you suffer when you try to help, because it's still a giving that is attached to desire. There is still a desire attached or overlaying on your giving. That's why you suffer. But if you bless in a way that you use the reminders, like I told you, it will help dissolve that desire, dissolve attachment and delusion for you and the samsara, and that makes the blessing easy. You use your palms, open out eyes, ears. Sometimes you use the blessing water. Use whatever that you have around at the time to bless, to give, and in your mind use the reminders, recall the sentence from not attached to the non-attachment itself. Use the reminders in your mind, in giving, in blessing. Use the palms, whatever you have at the time to bless. Don't have to create anything up. Just use what you have, your eyes, your ears, your hands. And the most important thing is the reminders, recall them in your mind. Because that is the power to enlighten for the sentient beings. That is the power to release and liberate. The reminders that dissolve the reminders themselves. That is the kind of reminders that dissolve themselves. something that is not related to the non-relating itself did not relate, dissolve the non-relating. Because they dissolve themselves, the samsara cannot make a new samsara out of it. The sentient beings cannot make a samsara out of those reminders. They cannot hold on to any of that reminder. So once you use it, it only helps release and liberate. They cannot hold on to it. It only liberate and release. They cannot attach to it. It becomes released, not attached, when you use the reminder. So every time you use the reminder, you recall the sentence. It's only release and liberate. Use it constantly. To get along with the society, to go along with the society is difficult because it's all about suffering. The only way that you can do is to give, to bless, use the reminders of liberation and release to help release and liberate to the society. So you yourself can be released and liberated to think or recall the sentences with the word everything in your mind. That is how you dissolve, liberate and release. It's hard to be with the society because it's full of desire, struggles, strife. You have to use the reminders that release and liberate. You have to recall them constantly in your mind and extend that to the society. That is how you help liberate both yourself and the society. That is how you bless sentient beings. If you are not human being, what realm of existence do you want to be? Even if you are a deva, you are still in the middle of the samsara, and it's difficult and it's messy as well, the same as the world of human beings. No matter what realm of existence you are in the middle of samsara. You have to be in a way that liberate and release for them anyway, no matter what realm of existence you are. Something that isn't about attached or not attached, something that isn't about mind or not mind. You have to use the reminders like that to release and liberate without suffering. If you have intention or expectation to do anything, even to help yourself release, you become heavy because that is karma, that is heaviness, the intention. You have to go beyond that. Something that isn't about attached or not attached, something that isn't about mind or not mind, that is to go beyond mind, go beyond intention or no intention. If you still fixate on having intention or not having intention, your mind is still heavy. Use the reminders to dissolve that heaviness. Go beyond the mind, the intention. For you, you have to use the reminders to adjust the balance of your mind, because you still have a lot of choices in your mind. You keep choosing. You still have intention to choose. Use the reminders that dissolve the reminders constantly, and it will adjust your mind and make it in balance. Listen carefully and use the line to listen to Dhamma, to the truth. Said that she must have a lot of karmic difficulties. That's why she has difficulties in working. Luang Por said that just keep open up and use the reminders to dissolve whatever you feel. During the day, she know how to use the reminder, but when she dreamed, she doesn't do that. Luang Por said later on, if you keep using the reminder during the day, when you dream, it will happen also. It will remind, it will cut for you in your dream as well. That is when you still blessed, even when you are sleeping. It will happen. The more you use the reminder during the day for a while, it will happen at night as well while you sleep. So everything will become blessing when you work if you keep using the reminder. หลวงพ่อ reflect the truth in Thailand. On the devas in China, they can listen. In many countries that I have been, they are all linked together, linked to one another. I can lead them to bless throughout all the countries that I have been. They are all linked now. All arahants come out to bless in all the countries. So for you, you just think of me to link and use the reminders. It doesn't depend on how far you are from me. If you keep on using the reminders, you keep on blessing, it will help dissolve all your knots of karma for you. Don't worry about how many knots of karma you have. Everyone has a lot. Just keep on blessing. Don't think too much about there are children or there are adults in learning or realizing the truth. If you think too much, it will become like you think. It's true that anywhere that I go, that place we have more power in blessing. That is true. I have to admit that. But everyone has the tool to do it now. Any sentence that released in itself, recall that. You have to use that. Don't use me or Luang Por in blessing. Have to be diligent in blessing. Use the reminders I have given you. The reminders that dissolve themselves. All the sentences I have given you are sacred. Have the power to release and liberate for the samsara in one sentence. The sentences are sacred. Now it depends on you to be diligent in delivering them. She asks like she never seen Luang Por doing meditation. For her, if she feel a little bit agitated or uneasy on her mind, she use meditation and she become at peace. So should she continue doing it? You have to listen to this. You are creating a bad habit because you deny something to grasp onto the other thing. That is bad habit. It is bad because you are discriminating. You are choosing. It's not
ดังนั้นไม่ว่า
imbalanced.
จะสงบหรือความฟุ้งซ่านคุณไม่ต้องเลือกเอาทั้งสองอย่าง
So peace or not peace, don't choose anything.
คนจงท่ามกลางไปแบบไม่อะไรกับอะไรทั้งส
You
องอย่าง
should be in the
ไม่
middle
สงบ
of peace or not peace, in the middle of it, middle of
ไม่มีนิ
both.
สัยเสียเอาไว้ดีกว่า
That is bad habit if you choose.
แล้วมันจะทำให้คุณโปรดสารวัตรได้ตลอด
If you don't choose,
คำว่านิสัยเสียตัวเนี้ยมันจะทำให้คุณ
you can bless the
หลอกสารวั
samsara
ตรอยู่เรื่อยๆ
forever.
นึกอ
But
อกไหมหลอก
this bad habit that you trying to hide away or run away from suffering or from any feeling that you don't
งั้
like,
นคุณทำการ
you
ทุกแบบคุณไม่ต้องไปเลื
you
อกความ
cannot bless the samsara and you become weaker and weaker.
อย่างเนี้ยคุณจะเรียกว่าไม่ทุกข์ท่ามกลางทุกข์เอง
If you don't choose anything and be in the middle of
ท่าม
it,
กลางทุกข์แบบไม่ทุกข์
and you will be in the middle of suffering in a way that you will not suffer.
ทุกข์ตัวนั้นมันเป็นตัณหา
But if you still have a desire to run away from
ต่อ
it,
สถานการณ์เรื่อย
you will suffer and you will become weaker and
ๆระห
weaker
ว่างทุกข์กับพ้นทุกข์
to the situation. So suffer or not suffer, don't choose anything.
คำสอนที่พูดให้ฟังเนี่ยมันไม่มีอยู่ใน
This
เหล่าบรรดาที่เรา
truth that I'm reflecting, the teaching that I'm reflecting to you, you cannot find it anywhere because everywhere you go, all tells you to choose non-suffering, to be liberated from suffering. But I'm telling you, the original truth is not about being liberated or not liberated. That is how you bless sentient beings together with your work, in the middle of your work.
อันนี้หลวงพ่อต้องพูดตรงๆนะ
I have to speak directly.
ออกไม่ได้เสียเวลา
I cannot be polite or indirect. It's a waste
ยุ
of
คนี้ไม่
time.
ใช่ยุคปัญญา
This is not an era
ยุค
of
นี้เป็นยุคนอก
wisdom.
เหนือปัญญา
This is an era that go beyond wisdom.
ยุคปัญญามันผ่านมาแล้วมันเละ
We already
ไม่มี
passed
คาบเกี่ยวอยู่
the era of wisdom.
จ่ออย่างนี้ไปมันไม่ใช่ยุคปัญญา
From now
ยุค
on,
ที่
it's not about wisdom anymore.
แต่จะมีอาชีพภาพในการประโยชน์
But
ใช้งาน
you all will become a genius in using the power to bless.
悟性之类的这种来去工作，那方面的灵性上的这些，
ไม่ใช่ไม่มีปัญญาแล้วทำอะไรไม่เป็น
不是说你没有智慧了，你
It isn't like
ที่มันยิ่งกว่าปัญ
you
ญา
don't have wisdom and you cannot do anything. It will be beyond having wisdom. You can do anything without wisdom,
而且不痛苦，
without suffering.
做的那种不痛苦。
โอเควันนี้